Skin Heart Away 7T back with another EP. And I'm glad y'all folks for making. Can y'all do your boy a favor? When y'all roll on in, hit that like button for your boy. Roll on in, hit that like button for your boy. And if you haven't, subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? We do this every day. Drop this good boxing news and this breaking news. You know what I mean? Just in, I don't know if you heard about it. If you ain't heard about it, you're probably gonna hear about it, pretty soon. But Jermell Charlo will not be vacating his undisputed titles at the 154-pound division, and he will be defending his straps against Tim Tszyu. This is official news now. A date has not been, announced yet. You know what I mean? But the terms to this fight have been agreed upon. About a week or so ago, about 2 weeks ago, the WBA, they gave Jermell Charlo and Tim Tszyu 25 days to come together and come up with a contract to agree on terms, or this fight will be going to purse bid, or Jermell Charlo will be stripped, of his WBA championship, no longer making him undisputed champion of the world. So in the midst of this, it was rumors that Jermell Charlo may or may not go up in the division to compete at the 160-pound division. You know what I mean? Well, it turns out that Jermell Charlo has decided not only to not go up and wait and compete at the 160-pound division, but it also turns out that he has decided that he will be facing off against Tim Tszyu in a WBA mandatory situation. Now, a lot of people may not know that Tim Tszyu actually took step aside money. He actually took step aside money, before the fight with Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano, so he was always, going to be in line for a title shot after this. Now, some people, were saying that, Jermell Charlo should drop the belt and move up. And then you had others saying that if Jermell Charlo dropped the belts and move up, he'll be ducking Tim Tszyu. You know what I mean? I always felt like Jermell Charlo should take this mandatory. You know what I mean? Because Jermell Charlo just got the undisputed titles. You know what I mean? Or I think you don't necessarily have to defend, your undisputed title. You don't necessarily have to defend your title, but for the people who do, I think that's a one-up. You know what I mean? I think that's a feather in the cap for the guys who do defend their championships. You know what I mean? Or after they get them. You know what I mean? I think that's a sign of a true champion when you defend your belts. And I think Tim Tszyu is a perfect, opponent for Charlo to defend his straps against. You know what I mean? And not a lot of people, but I have been hearing rumblings, about Tim Tszyu for a while. And I've been hearing rumblings about Tim Tszyu for a while now, like 3 or 4 years. And I've been hearing rumblings for about 2 years or so that Tim Tszyu actually beats Jermell Charlo in a title fight. So I think that is perfect timing. I think that is perfect timing when it comes, to this, make the fight happen. I think it's a good opponent for Jermell Charlo to defend, his undisputed, strap against. Tim Tszyu is coming off a win over Terrell Goucher. You know what I mean? The biggest win of his young career. You know what I mean? Now, Goucher is not a world beater. He's not one of the top 554, pounders. But maybe if you go down the list, he is at this point maybe one of the top 10 154 pounds. You know what I mean? Not just a pushover guy in the division. You know what I mean? Tim Tszyu. Some say Tim Tszyu got exposed in his last fight. I think he did show, some rough patches. He does have spaces and room where he could improve. But I think Tim Tszyu, more so at this point, I think Tim Tszyu is the perfect opponent for Jermell Charlo. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna make for an exciting fight, nonetheless. Worst case scenario, it makes for an exciting fight. And it always means a little more, at least I think, when you defend your title, rather than just get it and move up in another division. But this jump is official. No date has been given. And if you don't believe me, I'm pretty sure you'll hear about it later. And when you hear about it later, just remember that, You actually heard it here first. You know what I mean? On Southern T. But this is something that I knew for a minute that was going to happen. I know we had those Fondora rumblings and all that. And Fondora is the WBA mandatory right now. I think he's a WBA interim champion. It's Fondora. But Tim Tszyu had been the WBA mandatory for at least like close to a year now, maybe like 6 or 7 months now. He was actually, if Tim Tszyu had decided, not to take step aside money, if Tim Tszyu had decided, to push forward with his mandatory, then, Charlo would have had a decision, to make. You know what I mean? Tim Tszyu could have made a big deal about, the undisputed fight, but Tim Tszyu decided, cool, I take step aside money, no problem. He took the fight with Terrell Goucher, and now he's taking his opportunity, now. Some people felt like, well, Jermell Charlo just defended his belt, and they felt like it was a bad, and they felt like it was bullshit, that Jermell Charlo, just defended his belt and he got placed with a mandatory so quickly. But again, Jermell Charlo already had this mandatory. The only reason that the undisputed fight had happened is because Tim Tszyu had agreed to let it happen. He had already been the mandatory. So in this particular situation, I understand, them, calling the mandatory so quick. And then again, it's a misconception that he has to fight Tim Tszyu, right now. He don't have to fight Tim Tszyu right now. He just has to agree, to fight Tim Tszyu, because Tim Tszyu, is the mandatory. Y'all do your boy a favor when y'all roll on in. Y'all smash that like button. And I don't know if y'all know, but we are, marathoning, for the fights tonight on the other stream. You know what I mean? I just came here, to hit y'all with this news that Jermell Charlo and Tim Tszyu have agreed to terms, for the WBA mandatory. All the straps are on the line. All the Jermell Charlo straps, are on the line in this fight at the 154 pound division. WBA strap, IBF strap, WBO strap, Ring Magazine strap, and the WBC strap. So you know what I mean? I think this is a perfect title defense for Jermell Charlo. It makes a lot of sense. Give him a decent name. Tim Tszyu is a prospect, but Tim Tszyu is a name that I've been hearing for a second. People kind of have on Tim Tszyu. So you know what I mean? He's the mandatory. He wants to fight. Put him in there. But that's all I got. Skin the heart away, Southern T. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. But this the present. It's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love.